This is a video reply to um, autisticaplanets video on her ER experience with a nurse that she calls Sue. Uh, you shouldn't have to explain to any person in the medical field, whether they be nurses, doctors, nursing assistants, or therapists. You shouldn't have to explain to them what uh, Asperger syndrome is. You shouldn't have to explain to them what autism is, or any autistic spectrum disorder, and you shouldn't have to explain to them what it is for an adult. I believe as those in that medical profession, they have a responsibility to read up on things that are coming out. And I feel that if they're not doing their homework, then they should get out of the field and do something else. Maybe, I don't know, be a journalist or something. If they can't read up on what is new in the medical field. If you can't keep up with the medical field and with all these other diagnoses, then get out of the field. And the medical field is all too happy to diagnose people with bipolar. I was one of them that was diagnosed with bipolar in 2006, falsely. And I kept on telling the doctor that I don't display those things, and I don't think I'm Superwoman, and I don't clean the house in a day or two, and I don't think these grandiose things, and he diagnosed me falsely with bipolar anyway. ADHD is another one that is well known. It became a hot topic in 1990s. But it seems like the medical field is just slow to latch onto this and slow to examine it and find out what it really is. And I think maybe it's due to fear. And I think maybe they're thinking, well, you know what, we can't cure it, so why help them? If we can't give them the tools they need to live, and we can give them the tools they need, but it can't be cured. A person will never ever be cured of autism. It sticks with them for the rest of their life. So I guess they're thinking, why even go there and try to address it if you can't cure it? To me, which is BS. I was given Seroquel back in '05 when my doctor said that I had bipolar, and it made my mind numb, and it made me not think. As a student, at the time I was working on my undergraduate, and I believe I was in the statistics class. I did not want to work on my math. At the time, I loved statistics, but when I was taking this, I didn't want to think. I didn't want to critically think. I didn't want to ask questions. I didn't want to question anything. I just wanted to sit and vegetate, and apparently the doctor wanted me to sit and vegetate as well. I guess he thought I was I guess he thought I was a not hurtful, 5150, whatever you want to call it, um, menace to myself. I guess he thought I was going to hurt other people or hurt myself, so he decided to take me down a notch. But it did more than that. It took me out, and I became a vegetable. And apparently that's exactly what the doctor wanted me to do. I didn't want to drive at all. I didn't feel safe driving in that feeling over me. I felt numb. Like I could not think. It was like a mental block on me. I could not think. And after about a week of this, my mom said, get off of it. If you feel that way, do not take it. I don't want you driving like that. It's not safe. And I stopped. Now, I don't have an advocate. I don't have health insurance. I live in America, and I live in Riverside County in California. And in Riverside County, there's a thing called MISP, which only covers regular health and mental health. It does not cover neurobiological disorders. Probably because it's a new thing, and face it, America looks down upon the mental health. America does not respect those that have mental health issues. You are looked as crazy, and if you're schizophrenia or anything like that, then you need to be put away, and you can't even be spoken to. That's the way America looks at people that have mental disorders. So why in the world would they want to address a neurobiological disorder when we already have a group of people that are looking down. People look down upon the people with mental issues. It would be that much worse to even open up another can of worms called the neurobiological disorders. That would be just another thing for them to deal with, and they don't want to deal with it. I go to this place on Thursday. It's through the county of Riverside. They only address mental disorders, and this group I'm in is like a I don't even know what it's called. I call it a mental health education meeting every Thursday. That's what I call it. I can't remember right now what they call it, but the meeting does not address anything on the spectrum. It does not address ADHD. It does not address Tourette syndrome. It does not address autism or Asperger syndrome. It does not address OCD. It addresses schizophrenia. It addresses mood disorders, depression, anxiety, and it addresses alcoholism and drug use. Other than those things, it does not go into any of the pervasive development disorders and any of the neurological disorders such as ADHD, which is a little different than schizophrenia. I don't hear voices or anything like that. I don't think I'm a magical person that has magical powers. I don't think I'm Liberace. I don't believe I'm Wonder Woman. I don't get into the role of anything like that. I know who I am. So I think it's just based on fear. The medical field and the therapists have a big, huge fear of this big thing called pervasive development disorders, and not just ASDs in general, but the more wider view. I think they have a big, huge fear of neurobiological disorders as a whole, because they really don't know how to address it. People always get noticed when they die. You notice that? You notice how that works? Policies always change when someone dies due to a faulty policy. Let me see what this says. Why? A life is precious, that's why. And when someone dies, that is the key. If no one dies from, say, a poorly lit intersection, or say maybe a area of town has a speed limit that's 50 and it should be 30, and then all of a sudden someone dies of it, that policy will not be changed until someone dies, because in our world, human life is viewed as valuable. But it takes a death in order for something like that to change, and I think that's sad, because everybody else up there in their echelons and their whatever they're in are saying, well, nobody's died yet, so why should we change it? Well, does that mean you have to wait for someone to die to change it? Do we have to prove to you that it's dangerous? Let's see. What else did I write here? I can't read my own writing. Doctors, nurses, behavioral health professionals, and counselors, and therapists. Yes, the big one is on therapists. Yes, they need to be fully informed of the issues of what it is to have adult Asperger syndrome or adult autism. And I truly 100% agree with you that if you do not understand what this means, then get out of the field. Maybe you need to be, I don't know, a dishwasher or something like that. Maybe you need to be a journalist. I don't know what you need to do, but if you do not do your homework in the medical field, then you need to get out. And as a person going in the medical field, you should have known that things would come up all the time, and you got to stay on your toes all the time and educate yourself. If you cannot do it, then get out of the field. And then let's see. How does a person get an advocate if one does not have insurance like me? And how does one pay for an advocate if one doesn't have money? How does one do that if they're not on Social Security? Because I can't get on Social Security. I was told I don't qualify, and yeah, we are a minority, unfortunately, and what's worse is we're women, so women is a minority, so women with AS is bad, because it's always men have it, men have it, men have it, and that's not true. Women have it too.